talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
Yeah, we back with another one. Y'all know what it is. I gotta come to the ring.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with real life. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in pretty. I only keep the people where
Yeah.
start to stand on nine, that's where it end with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make a wish in me. I got these hoes in the fringe. They can't seem to get to me. Babe, I done mastered discipline. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like
Let's go. Yeah. Yo, it's Classic with the Classic Codes. I got another great live show for y'all today, man. I got another great live show for y'all today. You know, we got to crack these codes. Before we get too far into it, do your duties. Hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the like button for me. And stay in these comments whether you agree or disagree, so we can have a conversation, because we gotta crack these codes, man. But on the agenda, we got a full slate, so we not gonna waste no time. We got a code language conversation today. We got a question of the day today. We got the sports segment today. We got the live reaction, and then we also got chat Q&A. So we gonna run through it. We gonna get everything done. We gonna give authentic takes, and we gonna have a good time, man. So if y'all with me, 333 in the chat, man, all day long. So today we're going to mix it up a little bit, and we actually going to start with the sports segment, because tonight we got a real big game 4 between the Timberwolves and the OKC Thunder, man. So without further ado, you know what it is. Classic Code Sports. We talking about the Western Conference Finals. Let's go.
DJ, talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
All right, y'all. So we got a big game 4 tonight. We got the OKC Thunder versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, man. SGA versus AE, Anthony Edwards, man. So listen, this is what's going on. The Thunder lead the series 2-1. The Wolves just came roaring back at home in game 3 with 143-101 whooping on OKC. I'm talking full-fledged belt-to-ass situation was going on in Minnesota the other night. And so tonight we got game 4, and the Timberwolves look to even up the series with the adjustments that they made, the intensity that they played with at home, and the way that they shot the basketball. I feel like going into game 4, they just have too much momentum. Will the game be closer? I definitely think it'll be closer than a 42-point outcome. Right. So, yes, the game will be closer. However, do I think the outcome is different as far as the winner? No, I don't think that the Thunder make the necessary adjustments or find the momentum and the cadence that they need to find in Minnesota tonight to get the job done. So we're definitely going with the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight. That's my prediction. Let's get that out the way early. Now the gameplay, because you know I'm going to give y'all the parlay of the day, right? So as far as the gameplay is concerned, Anthony Edwards last game had 30 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds. That's a balanced breakfast, ladies and gentlemen. That is a balanced breakfast. Julius Randle came to play, and that's always going to be the difference when it comes to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Julius Randle had 24 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds in 30 minutes of action. Julius was highly efficient, and that's what made the difference. Jaden McDaniels chipped in with 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for your third option and a quality role player. I think that's remarkable for Jaden Daniels. And then coming off the bench, they always need 1 or 2 of those guys to have a good ball game to put themselves in position to compete against this very, very deep OKC Thunder ball club. right? And they got that. Nas Reed came off the bench and damn near had a double-double, coming in with 10 points and 8 rebounds. And then you had Nickeil Alexander-Walker playing against his cousin with a little chip on his shoulder. Let's get active. Had 12 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. He actually effectively smoked my parlay. So shout out to him for having a good game. And Dante DiVincenzo in these playoffs, in my opinion, has not found a rhythm just yet. He had 6 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. I can't say he played bad, but I won't lie and say that he played good. But Dante DiVincenzo, if he shows up, it's just another boost for the Timberwolves. Now the Thunder on their side, what do they need to go right to accommodate a 42-point ass whooping last game? Well, they're going to have to come out and do the intangible things first. They were out physical, right? They got pushed around a bit early in the game, and before they looked up, they were down 20. So they never were going to be able to catch up, not with the momentum, not with the energy, not with the way things were going inside of that building. So with that being said, come out early with energy, play hungry, don't play up 2-1, play down 1-2. You know, approach this game as it is a fresh game. The score will be 0-0 at tip-off. And I think they just have to get back to being themselves. They're definitely obviously going to need to make some defensive adjustments because the Timberwolves were able to get to the basket pretty efficiently last game. So we'll see what defensive adjustments they make. And I think more so than anything, I think they need to play a bit harder and just try not to turn the ball over on the road, just the basic fundamental things. They have a great team, so doing those things right and not getting pushed around early, it'll keep them in the ball game. And if it stays close, it's anybody's game going down the stretch. These are two great teams. Let's not get it confused. These are two great teams, and we expect to see a dogfight. Do I think it's going to be another blowout this game? Because so far in this series, the games have been pretty spread out, right? We've had a 143-101 Timberwolves victory. We had a 118-103 Thunder victory, and we had a 114-88 Thunder victory. So these games have all been ass whoopings. When are we going to get a close competitive matchup? Will tonight be the night? I don't know. I think that the Timberwolves will probably still end up winning this game by double digits, but will it be 30 or 40 points? I would hope not, right? For viewership and other things. But yeah, that's my prediction on the game today. And that's what I think needs to be focused on. I think the Thunder just have to play harder. SGA obviously was knocked out of his rhythm with the way the game flow went. It almost seemed like before he could even get going, they were just down bad. And he never really got going. So SGA just got to go back to being SGA, which I fully think that he will do. And on the road, I told you guys before this series started, Jalen Williams was going to be significantly important. 13 points and 4 rebounds and 2 assists will not do it. So if Jalen Williams can get around 20 points tonight and get somewhere inside of the 4 or 5 assist range, it puts the Thunder in a good position because SGA is going for 30. SGA is going for 30. Ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for the parlay pick of the day. Before we move into the rest of the show, like I said, we're doing something different today. We're covering sports first. It's time for the parlay picks of the day. Follow me and let's make a little bit of money. I'm going to show y'all how to turn 5 into 25. We ain't doing nothing big. So listen, today we going SGA for a 30 ball. You understand me? We're definitely taking that. If you can put them right at 30, whatever those odds are, take them. If you want to take the over on whatever his over-under is, depending on what app you in, I'd take the over, not the under. SGA finna come hoop tonight. All right? I think tonight is the night that we see SGA and Anthony Edwards both be special at the same time. It's been brewing for a second, but it hasn't happened just yet because the games have been blowouts. But tonight, I think we see both of them hoop. So we're going to take Anthony Edwards and SGA over on points. All right, follow me. And then we're going to go with Jaden McDaniels for 1 steal and Rudy Gobert for 1 block. We going 4 picks tonight. That should put you somewhere in a nice range in the plus category. Turn that 5 into 25. All apps got playoff boosts. Throw your boost on that and get you a little bit of money, man. So again, we taking the over on SGA points. Whatever it's set at, take your over. We going over on Anthony Edwards points. Whatever it's set at, take your over. We going Jaden McDaniels for a steal, Rudy Gobert for a block. Let's get paid, ladies and gentlemen. And that's it for the classic sports segment, man. We finna move over into the reaction video and keep it pushing with the show. But that's all for the classic sports segment. Yeah.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Harden my heart and now harden the flow. They don't know me for real.
All right, y'all. So let's move into the live reaction video. So today we talking on a live reaction. We actually talking about the things that black men need to work on, and we're gonna be coming from the wonderful world of TikTok on this one. We got a few brothers that are giving information and advice to the brothers, and I want to see whether we agree, disagree, in alignment, out of alignment. But we just gonna really talk to each other as brothers today and see what it is that we need to work on and impact the community, our family, society. Shape and mold everything. So let's level up, man. Let's do some self-accountability. Let's do some research. Let's do some digging, and let's grow, man. So here we go. We got it pulled up right here. We're going to go straight to TikTok, and it's actually a few different videos that I want to cover that's going to give y'all an idea of where we as brothers, all of us, can either establish a foundation or build off of the foundations we already have. Or if we've already mastered the things that are being discussed, pass the ball and pass the information along to somebody else that's younger, your age, older, that just need the information, right? So let's see what the brother's talking about. Let's do it.
3 things every man needs to be working on. And if you're already working on these 3 things, then kudos to you. The first one is building a relationship with God, okay, connecting with the man above. He wants to talk to you. Make sure you're talking to him each and every day. The second thing that guys need to do is they need to be in the gym working out. It teaches you discipline. It teaches you consistency. All right. It's just that simple. The third thing you need to be doing is you need to be working on a skill, learning or furthering your education. And I don't just mean get a degree. That's not what I'm talking about. You can educate yourself in many different ways. Learning, always learn, read books, educate yourself on how you could be a better person, of how you can actually do something that you love to do in this world. Educate yourself on that. What do you want to do? And attack that, right? You got to have a purpose in this life. So building a relationship with God, working out, being disciplined and consistent, taking care of your health, right? That's important, very important. And then, like I said, making sure you on your purpose, making sure you on your grind. Those are the 3 things every man needs to be working on.
Hey, listen, I can't tell you he was wrong. If I told you he was wrong, I'll be lying to you, man. Them 3 things are great foundational principles to have as a part of your codes. Great foundational principles. The man said, get closer to God, or get right with God, or build with God. Then the man said, focus on your purpose. And then he said, also take care of your physical body. Get your body, get yourself in the gym. There's more things we can add to the list, but that's a solid 3 to give out as general advice on a platform where billions of people can possibly see you and hear you speaking, like the wonderful world of TikTok, and now here on YouTube with me. So shout out to him, and I'll put the credits for everybody video I'll play inside of the edited version of this video. So make sure y'all tap in with them on TikTok and follow them for more words of wisdom, man. Shout out to this brother. He seemed like he probably somewhere in his upper 20s or in his 30s, but black don't crack. This dude could be any age, but man, shout out to him. Let's go to one more.
Oh, y'all gonna hate me for this one. I ain't trying to preach, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. One, a lot of us, we left God. All right, we don't have God in our life. So when we get in these relationships, we all types of messed up. This is for the men. It's strictly for the men. When we going after these women, we stop treating these women like women. I get it. A lot of these women are messed up out here. But first off, when you go after these women, you gotta use God first. But not only that, when did it become a sucker to court women, to take them out, to just treat them right? It ain't nothing wrong. I'm not saying spend $300 on a date and all this stuff. I'm saying, but treat them right. Take them on a nice date. The nice date does not mean spend a lot of money. It means spend quality time, really actually get to know them, really actually do something for them. I'm not saying tricking either. I do not condone tricking. Let me tell you what tricking is. Tricking is simply leading with money. So you trying to impress a woman with money, especially if you don't got it. The woman
right,
put up a lot.
All right, chat. Hold on, chat. We're going to have to dig into this one a little bit. Chat. I'm not going to lie to you because he's saying a lot, and I feel like some of it is contradicting with each other, or maybe it isn't, but I have to find the place where he's telling us to land at, because he's saying some stuff that don't necessarily go together unless there's some type of a middle ground that he's speaking about. So I just want to really follow him. So we're gonna take
y'all
this
gonna
one.
hate me for this one. I ain't trying to preach, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. One, a lot of us we left God. All right, we don't have God in our life. So when we get in these relationships, we all types of messed up. This is for the men, it's strictly for the men. When we going after these women, we stop treating these women like women. I get it. A lot of these women are messed up out here. But first off, when you go after these women, you gotta use God first. But not only that, when did it become a sucker to court women, to take them out, to just treat them right? It ain't nothing wrong. I'm not saying spend $300 on a date and all this stuff. I'm saying, but treat them right. Take them on a nice date. The nice date does not mean spend a lot of money. It means spend.
Okay. So right here, this is where it start to get tricky for me. So he's saying to take them out and treat them right. I'm with that. Take them on a nice date. I hear that. But then he's saying don't spend a lot of money. What's a lot to you? What's a lot to her? What does that look like to each of you? And is it the same? Because nowadays there are some women that's no longer accepting. It's tiers to restaurants. Y'all follow me? Oh, I think we all understand that there's tiers to restaurants. So without naming restaurants, let's go like this. For a first date, what should be the average cost of an entree? The average cost of an entree on the menu. Is it the average cost of an entree is $50 average? So that means you got entrees on there that's 100 something. You got entrees on there that might be in the mid 30s, right? You is the average cost of an entree at the restaurant, $25, right? There's tiers to restaurants. So when he's saying, because I'm just trying to follow him, I'm not trying to disagree with him, I'm trying to understand him. So when he's saying take her on a nice date, treat her nice, that don't mean spend no whole bunch of money. But what's a whole bunch of money? Secondly, what does that look like? Like, what type of restaurant is that? Right? What type of restaurant is that? Is picking her up with your car being nice and clean and smelling good and taking her to Red Lobster, but you get the door for her, the car door, the building door, you pull a chair out for her, you give the waiter and the waitress a nice gratuity, you order the finest wine that Red Lobster has, you really do it up, but it's Red Lobster. Is that what you mean? Or like, because you can spend $300 at Red Lobster. You can go at Red Lobster, get busy. I'm just trying to follow, like, in a realistic sense, like, what does that date look like? And he didn't really give an example. So I want to see if y'all got an idea. Y'all let me know.
Quality time, really actually get to know them, really actually do something for them. I'm not saying tricking either. I do not condone tricking. Let me tell you what tricking is. Tricking is simply leading with money. So you trying to impress a woman with money, especially if you don't got it. A woman will put up a lot just if you give them time and quality and have personality. Oh, y'all gonna hate me for this one. I ain't trying to preach, but I'm
okay. So I hear him though. And listen, he not giving any bad advice. I think for me personally, if I was trying to take his advice, I still would be just off this video, not necessarily all of his content. Because I'll put the link to this and then y'all could go tap in with bro. But if I had to go just off this video, I wouldn't necessarily know what my next step should be from hearing them. Like, I wouldn't know. I mean, I hear them, but it's like, all right, so what do I still wouldn't have an understanding of what a good first date is and what is spending too much and what is tricking. He said tricking is like when you leave with money. Okay, well, you are supposed to pay. Now, so leading with money becomes what? Because you should pay. If it's a first date, you should pay. But what is leading with money? Because it's customary for you to pay. So what is leading with money? Is it when you purposefully make it somewhere expensive so that you could show like, yeah, this dinner was $600. I got it, on some shit. Maybe that's what he means. I ain't trying to, I'm just trying to follow him. Let's go. I found a couple more though. I found a couple more. We finna go to the good brother Kevin Samuels for some information.
One of the worst things we can do as men is to be with women who don't want us. I've been in that position too. I have simped. I have done stuff. I've been in the friend zone. I've done all that kind of stuff. And I will tell you, gentlemen, don't do it. Never do that. It's never a good idea. I said it 2 weeks old. Stop trying to win women over. And see, that's the beautiful thing about becoming a high value man. You don't have to win women over. You deal with the women who show interest in you and want to get on your program and are proving their worth to you. One of the worst things we can do as men.
Listen, Kevin Samuels, the Godfather, God bless his soul, God rest his soul. He didn't say anything wrong as usual. Kevin Samuels was right 10 out of 10 times. He was going to save the black family from going extinct. He surely was, and I miss him all the time. I really do. But he's absolutely right. As men, we definitely shouldn't deal with women who don't like us, who don't appreciate us, who don't value us, who don't yearn for us, who don't admire us, who don't revere us. You know, if you're going to pick someone to be your wife, you know, you should be her celebrity crush, right? You should be her fantasy, right? Her fantasy should include you, right? It should be the woman that looks at you like that. And listen, if you are chasing after some woman because of how much you are drawn to her, and you are passing on a woman that is on your scent, like you're on that woman's scent that you're exerting your energy for not for, you are robbing yourself of an experience that most will never acquire, even if they hunt for it forever. Because of culture, because of society, in the way things are going and the way things are framed for us, because of that, the pickings of women who are fit to be a wife that you would be proud of are slimmer and slimmer by the year. Now, trends are cyclical. Clothes are getting baggier again. Because of that trend, maybe we'll see the trend of women getting fly without being naked come back, and women go back to being 90s fine, whole outfit baggy, fully covered. You're not even sure what the silhouette is, the clothes so baggy, but she cute as hell. That's her hair is laid as shit, her skin smooth as hell, and she's fine. Maybe that will circle back, but until that spins the block, sorting through, if you are an intentional man, sorting through and locating that diamond in the rough, when you do it, you got to chill. You can't pass on it. And that diamond in the rough is what Kevin was describing. That woman that love you, revere you, see value in you. You fine as hell to her. Yeah. She like it over there. If you passing on her, let's say she don't have no wild ass toxic traits, you passing on her for something you got to chase after, you playing yourself. I promise you playing yourself. And the problem is, when that joint get off you, the one that was really on you, when she get off you, she not coming back. And you gonna realize that you was
natural born crash dummy. And he go crash out. You're
gonna realize you was a crash dummy. You was a flat out crash dummy. You was hunting and chasing and hunting, and it was something that was sitting right there ready to rock out. So, you know, as black men, we definitely got to focus. We're gonna go to one more though. I don't want to get off of us too soon. We talking about the things that black men need to work on. We just heard from the Godfather, Kevin Samuels. Now we're gonna tap in. We're gonna tap in with another Kevin. We're gonna tap in with Kevin Gates and listen to his wisdom on what we need to work on. Let's go.
Takers always recognize givers. Boom. The hardest thing for me to do was to set boundaries and say, no, I've been really putting energy into me. Like, I do the things that it takes for me to heal. I'm talking about really soul searching with yourself, getting with yourself, sitting alone with yourself and working through them psychological traumas, emotional traumas. Because everybody faking, living a facade, everybody's suffering on the inside.
Hey, he said a lot in a short period of time, but he ain't lied yet. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's definitely a situation like that. It's definitely a situation where, you have to if there's a point in every man's life, and everybody get to different levels and different phases and different things at different points in their journey. So I never look at it like by 20 you should be doing this, by 30 you should be doing that, by 50 you should be. I don't look at it like that. There's people who found the greatest success they had ever had in their careers in their 50s, 60s. It's people who really just got started in their careers in their 50s and ran and hit the ground running in a sprint and leveled up and did just fine. You know what I mean? Everybody's journey don't look the same. There's no cookie cutter to this. So I don't really put any stock in when and where people at in their journey. But for the people that's at that space in their journey where to really take it to where they trying to go, wherever that may be and whatever that may look like for them, you really have to lock in and go to a certain space where you prioritize your peace and your elevation through isolation. And in order to do that, it is going to take a lot of saying no, and it is going to take some setting boundaries, and it is going to take some looking at the phone ring and letting it ring out. It's going to take some of that. That's just the reality of it. And no, as hard as it may be, it's something that you got to go through, because the only way out is through. Follow me. So great words of wisdom from Kevin. But yeah, man, that's the live reaction for the day. The things that Black men need to work on. So I say from that list, all in all, let's summarize it real quick. We had get closer to God, build with God, or make God your foundation. That was one. Number two was take care of your physical body. Make sure you stand in the gym and stand on your fitness. Number three was make sure you living through your purpose, being purposeful and having intentions. Number four was establishing boundaries and really prioritizing self-development and growth. And number five was don't deal with a woman that don't really like you like that. So yeah, man, I think we got a great top five things that Black men need to work on. For sure. Let's move on into that question of the day. Yeah. So we got the question of the day. The question of the day, pros and cons to making money a barrier to entry. So the pros and cons, what are the pros and cons of making money a barrier to entry? So I'm presuming that this question is more so like when people say they don't date people who aren't making a certain amount, or you have to make what they make or more to even qualify to court them or talk to them or take them out or get their time and their attention. You gotta make what they make or more, or you have to make said dollar amount, or they would like a person that makes this. So these types of people, what are the pros and cons of having that criteria in place? Okay, let's run through this. Okay, so let's start with the pros. Let's start on the positive side. The pros are, if you're seeking to maintain or elevate yourself to a certain lifestyle, having that criteria in place will make it to where if you do ever have a companion, that puts you where you want to be. Because you're starting with that as a non-negotiable. So if you ever meet someone that meets your criteria and y'all lock in, well, at least that box is checked if it's that important to you. So that would be a pro, is that you get to check that box. Another pro to it. That's all the pros I got. Making money a barrier to entry. Nah. Another pro could be, there's another reason why you could make money a barrier to entry and it be a pro. It could be a pro in the way of sometimes when you require people to pay a certain amount for whatever it is, whether it be an experience, a meeting, an outing, a consultation, whatever, their willingness to pay whatever that amount is, it does show a certain level of seriousness. right? It does show a certain level of seriousness. Now, the issue is on the flip side is some people could be spending to try to show seriousness or to be trying to flex, and they're really exercising frivolousness because they don't really have it. That's the flip side of that. So it gets tricky. Now on the con side of making money a barrier to entry, well, the biggest and most important con to making money a barrier to entry is the amount of people that you wipe out of the equation off rip. The amount of people that you wipe out of the equation off rip. Off rip. That's the biggest issue, because if you say, oh, I only date women that make 200K, what percentage of women make 200K of all ethnicities, 200K and up? You just narrowed it down so small. Then when you finally bump into 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, they got to like you too. And they got to like you a lot, because those women oftentimes feel that their options are vast. For the women who say, well, you know, I only want to make a date men that make 250 or more. You narrowing down the pool significantly. And then when you run into them, they got to meet some other standards that you have laid out for yourself. And then they have to want you too. Do people get what they're looking for when they make money a barrier to entry? These days, I would say the majority, no, because there's so many people who have done it that it's damn near impossible for all of them to have success with it, or for even the majority of them to have success with it. So excuse me, chat. So no, I don't know. I think that being realistic, having a growth mindset for yourself, and understanding that making a growth mindset a standard in your vetting process, right? I need to find out if this person is truly ambitious in the way of having a work ethic and not just a dream. And as long as that's the case, then whether you guys are financially where you know, whether your relationship is move in ready, metaphorically speaking, or whether you guys have to build, you'll get there. I think depriving yourself of the opportunity looks like you're not checking all the boxes on the pull-up. I'm gonna go find somebody who is. I think at that point you plan yourself. But making money a barrier to entry is an interesting topic, and I would love to hear what y'all think about it. What are the pros and cons to making money a barrier to entry when it comes to relationships and dating? A person needs to make this much to even qualify for some consideration. What are the pros and cons of that? I would love to hear what y'all think. Make sure y'all drop a comment. If y'all agree or disagree with some of my takes on this, please feel free to let me know. Let's have a conversation, because we got to crack these codes, man. It's the only way. But yeah, that's the question of the day for today. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's move over into the code language conversation. We moving straight through the program today. Now we got mentality. The code language conversation is about mentality. You know, with the code language, we always start off by actually looking up the book definition. So mentality. The definition of mentality: the characteristic attitude of mind or way of thinking of a person or a group. The characteristic attitude of mind or way of thinking of a person or group. Second definition is the capacity for intelligent thought. Mentality, the capacity for intelligent thought. So the first definition: And it says here in quotes, often derogatory. I don't think the word mentality is derogatory though. But yeah, the characteristic attitude of mind or way of thinking of a person or a group. So when we look into that definition of the word mentality, there's so many different types of mentalities in the world. Let's start here. The first mistake we make in society with when it comes to mentality is feeling like there's a right one. Could you say that there are some mentalities that are not suitable for success? Sure. But to call someone's mentality right and wrong is ignorant to say the least. I'll tell you why. Different types of mentalities are extremely useful in different situations, circumstances, and scenarios in life. So when it comes to dealing with different types of mentalities, a great leader knows who to weaponize where. Some people have a very, very rigid, performance-based mentality. That's how they approach things. It's about getting it done. It's about the numbers being green. And that's what it is. That's what they own. There's a job for that. There's a job for that. Some people have a mentality where they kind of are a bit more easygoing, don't really like a lot of red tape throughout their day, kind of like to be left to their processes and procedures. And by the time you need it, I'll have it for you. There's a role for that. When it comes to mentalities, though, there is a pecking order. There is levels. And so it's important to discuss mentality because I'm feeling like this mentality versus that mentality, it doesn't really matter. It comes down to skills at the end of the day, or this mentality versus that mentality. That's not what's going to end up being a determining factor. It comes down to performance at the or practice at the end of the day. It comes down to, you know, how you prepared yourself at the end of the day. Let me tell you something. I've seen mentality overcome a lot of things. A lot of things. Since I have a sports channel, let's use the analogy of like boxing, for example. So when it comes to mentality in the sport of boxing or any combat sport, in the art of pugilism, fighting, the mentality of the opponent and the mentality of yourself, though that in and of itself is something that's going to be its own battle that is won or lost during the battle. Because there could be somebody on the other side of me that is superior skill-wise. They look better on the mitts. They've had more years of experience. They just, you know, they're more nuanced with their approach. They're maybe a little bit slicker with their footwork, more fluidity to the movements, more man hours put in. Skill-wise, they're on a rung ahead on the ladder, right? But mentally, their mentality is a bit more fragile than mine, right? They trying to go in there and use all their skills to be perfect and to not really get touched much at all. And, you know, they want to look good while they getting their work off, right? My mentality is, let's just say, Matt, this hypothetical. My kids got to eat. My dog got to eat. My family got to eat. I come from nothing. I'm finna go beat this dude. And the only way I'm not going to beat this dude is if he kill me in there tonight. Two totally different mentalities. One person got the skills advantage. but you know, they pretty boy with it. They going in there, they you know, they want to make it nice, they want to make it light, they want to keep it clean. And you got somebody that's coming in there to win or die. If that skills advantage ain't big enough to make it to where this person's approach is completely offset by your ability to maneuver and be smarter and sharper, if that skills advantage ain't big enough, that mentality gap is going to close the skills advantage quick. Happens all the time in the art of fighting. Happens all the time. That moment where somebody willing to take one to land that one, but they got faith in that one they want to land. They got a lot of confidence in that one they want to land. And they landed, and it changed the scope, the landscape of everything. Mentality matters a lot. A lot. There's a lot of games in sporting events. There's a lot of debates in political arenas. There's a lot of negotiations in business arenas that are won and lost before they start because of mentality. You have to, mentality. Root word, mental. The stronger your mentality, the stronger your willpower, the more fortified you are, the more fortified you become, the more fearless you are, the more confident you are, and you gain more points on your aura. Your aura goes up. Your aura goes up, hella points. So you got to sharpen and tighten and focus and lock in on your mentality. If you can build your mentality. That's one thing about it too. It's not like, oh, how you were born is how you have to stay. No. You might have used to been a coward and you could become champ of the world. I promise you that. You might have used to been a coward. You could become champ of the world. It's all about your approach to what exactly it is that you want to get done. And it's all about how you train your mind. You may need to take up certain habits that will allow you to get your mind to be extremely strong and sharp, whether it's getting, you know, on mushroom tea or mushroom coffee to get rid of the brain fog, fasting, you know, start there, cleanse the inside, then put yourself through some physical tests as well that'll push you and keep just moving the needle as far as what your limits are, increase your capacity. And then you'll get to a point where you just start feeling like, man, I'll run through a wall. In here. So yeah, man, that's the code language for the day. Mentality, man. Make sure y'all unpack it, think about it, focus on it, sharpen it up. You know, the stronger, the better, because at the end of the day, no matter how many governmental laws they give us, we all have to live inside of the laws of nature. And inside of that, there's survival of the fittest. So the stronger you are, the better. Yeah. But that's the code language conversation for the day. Mentality. So yeah, chat. That's it for everything. We got through the code language. You did the question of the day. We did the live reaction, and we did the sports segment. Now's the time for chat Q&A. If there's any questions, I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes to float them out to me. If not, we're gonna tap out of the live and we're gonna move around, man. We're gonna get back to doing these edits and get some more content out for y'all. You know, I'm working like I'm trying to go to the league. Y'all know what it is. I'm working like I'm trying to go to the league. I got some stuff to monitor on TikTok right now. I got TikTok going nuts with the question of the day. They over there trying to hurt me. They want trouble on TikTok. They'll be all right, though. This be the thing on TikTok for the people that get mad at my post. I think the first mistake they make, they be thinking I give a fuck. That's the first mistake they be making. Like they'll say something like, I don't even know you. If I knew you, I wouldn't care. Yeah, so what we got? We got anything, chat? All right, then, man. We're going to tap out. We're going to tap out the live. Y'all know what I need y'all to do, man. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on your notifications because I'm live every day with the Classic Live Show. Some days we do Q&A. I add people in. We drop the link, pull them up on the stream. We do it all here at Classic Codes. We're going to crack these codes by any means necessary. So do your duties. Do all the things that's free. If you want to support my channel monetarily, below right there on that banner, those are the ways you could do it. There's the Cash App, or you can go to theclassiccodes.com and purchase the Purchase the oversized code language t-shirt. That joint hidden is hard. It's got the drop shoulder. It's a dope look. Y'all can grab that if y'all want to support the channel too. If not, it's all good. Like I said, just do the free shit. Spread the word about the channel, man. And if y'all don't do nothing else for me though, if you don't do anything else, stick to the codes. We got another class.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Harden my heart and that hardened